Blog Talk Radio.
You found us. Real radio for real women. Welcome to Real Raw Radio with your hosts Wendi Blum and Vicky Pestrichelli.
Well, hello, everybody. We're so excited that you're with us today. I'm Vicky Pestrichelli, and I'm here with my very exciting, wonderful friend and delectable, delicious co-host, Wendi Blum. Hi, Wendi.
Hi there, Vicky. Hi to our wonderful listeners.
I'm so excited about our topic today, Wendi, because this is what I need to be doing.
Oh, yeah, I think a lot of us need to be doing it.
Today we're talking about spring cleaning.
And decluttering.
Getting rid of that does not serve us best, right?
Oh, my goodness, yeah, completely releasing all the stuff we've been holding on to, our weight, extra clothes in the closet, stuff in the pantry, in the kitchen.
How about Facebook, people on our Facebook pages?
Emails that we're holding on to, text messages.
Crap on our computers. Oh my gosh, we've got so much to talk about today, and I'm so excited about everything that we've got going on because I've been doing a lot of research on this stuff and thinking I got a lot of work to do.
Oh my goodness. And it's the perfect time of year right now because as the season is changing and the weather's been amazing, but as we launch into a new season, it's like a new season for us. We get to start fresh and brand new, and you feel so free, right, when you clean up and declutter and let go of stuff.
Yeah, absolutely, and we've got a special guest today.
We sure do.
David Pollack from Just Ask David. We've had him on before. He is a blast, but he is also just incredibly knowledgeable in the areas. He has worked on some of the most amazing skin products that we've all used. Everybody's been there, from Lauder to Lancome to you name it. David Pollack has had something to do with it. And you know what he's done, Wendi? He's made all of his products now natural and healthy because he's lost so many of his family members to cancer, and he doesn't want to do that anymore. So
and and that's actually the spring cleaning, right? Because it's like all the products that we've been addicted to or we've been using that have all the crap and the chemicals, and we haven't paid attention to it. So maybe it's time to clear out our drawer that has the cosmetics and the creams. Most people have way too much of that stuff anyway.
There are hundreds and hundreds of chemicals in these products that we put on our skin every day. Every day.
I know. Last time we had him on the show, and we were talking about that. We were talking about just how many easy, simple products that we have in our kitchen and not in our medicine cabinet or under the bathroom sink that we could use to make a difference. And spring cleaning, right? Fresh, glowy skin.
Yep. So David's going to be talking about that with us a little bit later. So that's I'm excited that we're going to have him back. And I think we're going to try and get him on here on a regular basis because everybody loved him so much.
Yay.
So look, he's got a do-it-yourself little project for us today. So isn't that going to be fun?
Oh, absolutely. I just can't wait because I know I'm going to be jumping in the kitchen and I'm going to be doing it alongside with whatever he shares with us.
And, well, you know, Wendi, when we talked about what we wanted to talk about today, and we talked about it's spring, it's, time to do something, you know what really got me started was I went over to a friend's house whose cabinets, I don't know if this just makes me go for it. I went to a friend's house whose cabinets were just immaculate, like one of those things out of that ad for, like, those Tupperware containers where you go over to somebody's house and they're all perfectly labeled. Her rice was in a little container that said rice.
All labeled? Oh, I love that. Isn't that great?
Yeah, it was crazy great. But you know what? Then I came home and I looked at my own and I went, oh, this is not right.
Now, I had the opposite experience. Now, I went into somebody's cabinets this weekend, and I'm not going to say who it is, and I went in their cabinets, and their house looks pretty clean and straight, and when I went in the pantry and the cabinets, it was an OMG. It was OMG. There was so much stuff, food product, and it wasn't organized. It was kind of smushed up there, and he had so much of everything. Yikes,
well,
right?
I am now motivated to get my cabinets done. Do you have any ideas on what's the best way? Because you always look, your cabinets are always perfect. What do you do? What are some tips?
Okay, so here's one of the ideas that I love, and I actually just went to Home Goods and picked up those jars because now that I use so many like I use maca and I use chia seed and I'm juicing. You're juicing now too. That's a whole different conversation all around clearing out the clutter in our body, right? But to take all those things and put them in these mason jars and then label them. Not only does it look nice for decor, it's pretty, but it's a great way to store these things. And so that they, you put them in the cabinet, you know that you're going to use them over the next 3 to 6, maybe even plus months, and that way you know that you're storing them properly too, because living in Florida, you don't want them to get any moisture inside.
Absolutely.
And if you don't really seal the bag, if you don't really close it, then you're going to lose all of the rich antioxidants that are in those products.
That's a great idea. Mason jars they're kind of coming back in style. It's kind of a fun thing to have in your kitchen cabinet because they kind of have that old school kind of look, kind of homey.
Absolutely, I think that they look great. There was a restaurant that we went to in Bali, and the whole restaurant was done with the mason jars. And I thought at that time, yep, love this look, doing it, love it.
I love that. And one of the things that with the cabinets that I saw, and maybe with the mason jars you don't need it, but with something that's not clear, not see-through, she keeps a kitchen labeler, like one of those labeling systems. I think it was like a Brother labeling system, and she labels everything. Everything is in the same font. It's exactly perfectly written, so it's not done in, hand or whatever. It just looks really, really nice. And it just made, when you opened it up, all of the rice was on top of, each other, all of the
And it's all about organization. So that overflows into other areas in our lives. Because here's what's going on, too. I got to add this part all about the brain science. But the subconscious mind, what happens is we walk in the kitchen, it looks messy, we go in a cabinet, we're thinking in our subconscious mind, oh, my God, I'm so unorganized. Oh, my God, I have so much clutter. Oh, my God, I got to really do this. Oh, my God. So we're thinking that. So instead, why not be thinking thoughts like, I am so organized. I have so much clarity and focus, and it frees up our mind so we can hear ourselves think. Major, major benefit of decluttering and doing it now. So we invite our listeners to think of a project, just one room. And Vicky, I have a client that I just got off the phone with, and so I know she's listening to the show right now, and we were focusing on one thing that she wanted to focus on this morning, and that was organization. And so she picked her office and her desk, and I challenged her between the time we hung up and the time our radio show started for her to go as fast as she could, get as organized as she could, then to listen to the show while she is organizing her office and her desk right here, right now. And so we invite our listeners to do the same.
That's a great idea. I think that, what helps for me when I'm organizing my office and what I'm going to do when I do my kitchen cabinets is I like having those 4 categories, like bring 4 boxes in or 4 garbage cans in or 4 garbage bags, whatever you want to do. Have
always
one for
garbage
trash.
bags because we have stuff that and recycle,
right,
but okay.
Right. Well, so we have a trash one bag that's stuff that you want to give away or maybe sell, one that's just for storage, that needs to go and be stored away. And then
that's
the other
an important conversation around donating. That way you're giving back at the same time, and so somebody else is getting the benefit because we feel guilty, right? If we give, it's so valuable. But if you know you're giving it away, I think that really helps. Again, in the subconscious mind.
The giver always is the winner. The giver
absolutely.
Always.
The giver gets even more than the person that receives. The giver.
Absolutely.
Yep.
So then the fourth category, so we've got trash. We've got one that's trash, one that's that give away or sell, one that's putting it in storage, and the other one is the box that just stuff that needs to be put away. So that would be the box that I would tackle first. I would take, what needs to be put away? Because trash you can just take out. Give away, that goes in your car and you take it to Goodwill or wherever you take your items. Storage, take that to your storage place. But the putting away, that requires the work. So
can we talk about that for a second? Can we talk about putting away? So here's a philosophy that I had heard about. Maybe our listeners have heard about this too, is that what we traditionally do is we'll take something and we'll move it like a couple times, but once it's in your hands, let's say a pair of shoes and you take them off and you leave them by the front door, just take them off and just immediately put them in their spot. So you're only moving them one time. So if it's in your hand, put it away instead of on the cabinet and then having to put it under the cabinet. Just take that extra step and put it under the cabinet at the same time, or put it directly, you're coming from your car and you're carrying something, you put it directly away without setting it down at the front door. You just walk directly into the room that it goes to and you directly put it away. And I love this one saying, how you do anything is how you do everything. And to say that over and over again to yourself while you're in motion, like while you're holding something, I'm going to be organized, I'm going to put this directly in its spot. How I do anything is how I do everything.
I love the idea also of having some affirmations around the house about how organized you are, as opposed to somebody that, that's decluttering, somebody that's unorganized. No, I'm organized. My house is always spotless. I always know where my things are.
And let's talk about that affirmation for a second, because unless we believe it with every cell in our body, we might be sending a mixed vibration or energy out there. So we could even say, I choose to get organized, or I'm in the process of getting organized now. I choose to have more clarity and focus. Woo!
I am on my way.
Yes.
Another thing that we need to, it's great that it's spring, that we need to organize and clean in our homes is our medicine cabinet. This is always a good time, and I've done this. I did it last year. I haven't done it this year. But getting rid of stuff, you have no idea, Wendi, what was in my medicine cabinet that was so ancient it was scary. I had a bottle of isopropyl alcohol. Are you ready for this? From the year I graduated high school.
All right.
We're not going to talk about what year that was, but it was like a long time ago. But my hand, the expiration date, and I will go ahead and say it, was 1978. And that was in my medicine cabinet last year.
So cleaning out just one thing at a time, because it could be an overwhelming project to think of cleaning the whole entire bathroom. But if you just take one cabinet, and, I was over to visit Daniel and Corey this week. My older son wasn't feeling well, and I went into the bathroom. The house looked good. You walked in, living room looked good, kitchen looked great. When the bathroom went underneath the cabinet, it didn't look so great. So what do you think I did? It took me 15 minutes. I grabbed a bag and all that stuff. It's all the extra stuff. It's the tube of toothpaste that still has a little bit left, so they didn't throw it away, but they're already on to using a new one, and that tube is under the counter. So quickly, I cleaned it up. It took me 15 minutes. So our listeners, think about just one cabinet. Maybe it's your medicine cabinet. Maybe it's the spice cabinet in your kitchen or underneath the bathroom sink, and just take one drawer or one cabinet and just clean it out today. Make a decision right here, right now, to be organized. It's spring. Celebrate before the weekend. How good are you going to feel? You can go out and play and have a lot of fun, too.
I love that. That's a great idea. You know what? Maybe we should create some sort of a document, put it on our Facebook page about cleaning one drawer a day for the next 30 days. Think
well, that
about
sounds a little overwhelming. So maybe just one drawer, one drawer every other day. I'm going to vote for like every other day, a couple drawers a week, just every day, like maybe do a little something.
Well, I tell you what, if you're going to do it, I'm going to try and dedicate myself to doing something every day because I need to do something every day. If I waited and did one every other day, I probably wouldn't get it done this year.
Well, I just move. I move when I move, and that's when you clear out that's one of the things that when I moved first, when we moved from our biggest home, right, when the kids graduated from high school, we just chose to give everything away. We actually left. Nobody could believe that we did it, but it was all about clearing and making space, and that's what happens when you let go of stuff. And so now the new version of me, at least for right now, is anytime I buy something, then something has to go out. So you get a new shirt, got to donate a new shirt. Get a new pair of shoes, got to donate a pair of shoes. So something like that.
That's a good idea.
So
that's a really good idea.
That way it doesn't ever build up. And if you just have that rule, that philosophy, then you always keep clutter free. And something about breathing, being able to breathe easier. Like you walk into your space, you're like, it's light and fluffy and feels good.
Right, absolutely. Well, there's some other things that we need to do, when we're talking about spring cleaning. It's not just about our house, although our house is like such a big part of who we are, right? But there are other little things within our homes and within our offices that could like use a little spring cleaning too, like your computer, your relationships, your business. What do you want to talk about? You want to talk about
Let's talk about detoxing. Let's talk about cleaning up and I really don't like using that word diet, but what we eat. Health and wellness, cleaning up, like maybe dropping a couple pounds and feeling really good, So what about clearing through some of that stuff?
Spring cleaning your colon.
I love it.
Think about that's what we're going to be doing, and I'll do a shameless plug for your retreat coming up in May, where we're going to be doing a lot of work on our health and well-being, and one of the things that we're going to do is detoxing. And that is something, right? And
yes.
Think about just that, getting rid of all of those toxins in your body, how I will tell you just from doing that with you, and you and I have talked about this, that I've gotten so many comments on how much fresher, I guess, my skin looks. And you and I talked about it, that we believe that it's from the juicing that I've been doing. And
without a doubt.
Right?
That juicing is juicing fruits and vegetables. And then like 1 or 2 green drinks. We did a detox for 3 days where we juice cleansed. So it's a purification process. And you release and let go of any of the gook, that builds up. And you mentioned, the cleaning out of the colon, all of that, the entire body, all of our systems, and we're doing it again at the retreat. You can choose to do the cleanse or not. Either way, it's also clearing out your mind of thought and chatter, right? So we do some of that with some meditation, and then health and wellness with the juicing and cleansing, all of it. So cleansing and clearing mind, body, and spirit, all of it together for 2.5 days. Yeah, in May, first weekend of May.
I'm looking forward to that. So we're going to be spring cleaning our system, and so what are some ways that our listeners, Wendi, can clean out their system through juicing or through eating right? What are some things that you would suggest?
More water. Our bodies are 70 to 80% water, and then our planet is, 70, 80% water, so we're not hydrated enough. And so I'm just going to throw this out there, if when you go to the bathroom, if it's not clear when you urinate, then you're not hydrated enough. So that's a rule of thumb. So drinking more water, purification, and anything that's going to build up, think about it, anything that's going to build up, you add more water, it's going to flow through you when you're going to release all those toxins. So that's really important, drinking enough water. So way more, that 8 glasses, 8 ounces, a minimum of that. If you live in South Florida, you need more. If you exercise, you need more. So the first thing in the morning, make sure that you're hydrating enough. I think super important, and it's really, and also breathing. Focusing on the breath, just getting outside in nature and breathing. We laugh, we think, oh, yeah, of course, I breathe, it's automatic. Well, not really, because we're not breathing in and soaking in all of the oxygen and nutrients and taking time to actually move the breath, because we're breathing from our chest, moving the breath, the prana, the energy all through our bodies.
Well, so let me ask you this question. Can you maybe walk us through a spring cleaning breath, some spring cleaning breath work?
Okay, sure, because I'm just going to venture a guess that probably many of the listeners on the call have not done any breath work today. So start by just taking a deep cleansing. Here we're talking about cleansing. Inhale through the nose. Deep inhale. And then exhale through the nose, which is releasing and letting go of any thoughts, emotions, stop, clutter, releasing and letting it go. Another deep inhale. Inhale in that purification. Inhale in that spring cleaning. And then exhale out and releasing all of the junk and clutter, releasing and letting it go. And now inhaling in for a count of 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then exhale out. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Inhaling in, clarity and focus. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And on the exhale, any distraction. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And just another deep cleansing inhale, inhaling in awareness. And exhale, completely exhaling. Just to exhale, and then hold that exhale. That's the space. That's the sweet spot. When you let go of the clutter, you create space for more goodness and greatness and even profound miracles to come into your life.
Oh, I love that. That was great. I feel all spring cleaned.
Yay.
On my inside. That's a very happy thing to do. And you know what? I know that there is a rule of thumb for how much water we should be taking in. And I was kind of surprised to know that it was a lot more than I thought. I was told that you take your weight in pounds, divide it in half, and that's the number of ounces of water that you want to be drinking every day. So I will be able to say that is more than my 8 ounces of water a day for me.
Absolutely.
So,
not that we're asking anybody's weight or anything like that.
I'm just putting it out there that it was more than I thought it was that I should be drinking. So I don't think that we're drinking enough water. We're not clear enough, which clears our skin for sure, too, keeps our skin youthful, and it moisturizes. And next week we're going to be talking to Sue Hitzman, who wrote The Melt Method, and she talks about the importance of hydrating our connective tissue to keep us flexible and to keep us, without pain and to keep us wrinkle-free. And so one of the things that we need to do to that is just hydrate our body. So that was a very good tip. Can we talk about maybe some things that we need to do for our technical spaces, like maybe tips to cleaning up our Facebook page? How about that?
Facebook, organizing your cell phone. You can set up folders, and you can divide up all your friends and put them in different categories. And just taking a little bit of time every day so that it doesn't become an overhaul. Whenever there's like a major project and it's an overhaul, we go into overwhelm. So if we do things just a little bit at a time and we keep up with them, so something like Facebook, doing it a little bit at a time, organizing your list. I think that that's really important to have people organized, because these days, let's face it, if you have a couple thousand friends, you don't necessarily know every single person. So you might have your family, you might have close friends, your business associates. You want to divide up the categories So I think that is really super important. And your email, decluttering your email, unsubscribing. If you unsubscribe every day to something, one thing, because if you try to sit down and do it all at once, it becomes a huge project, and we go over to overwhelm. And what happens when we go into overwhelm, we put things off, and we don't do them, and we bury our head in the sand, and we pretend it's not there. But back to the subconscious mind, it's there. The little voice in our head is saying, man, you hate to go on your email. You got so many emails. You need to declutter that thing. You need to do something about that. Let's not even check the email. And that's the little voice inside our heads.
Well, can I just say right now that in my inbox I have 37,134 emails. You think I need to clean that out?
No.
Do you think I need to clean that out? I think I do.
You're going to explode the email. You're going to explode it. You can't. You got to do something about that.
And what happens, Wendy, and this is for me personally, but I'm sure that this happens to our listeners, is by not paying attention to how many subscriptions I've got out there, I'm getting so many like junk emails from things that I've given my email address out to, that I have actually missed important emails in the past.
Exactly.
And so it's really, as much as it takes away the hassle, it definitely makes it so that it's actually gotten in the way of my ability to do business.
Well, I think it's all about rituals and routines. Now, I think back to my dad, who passed away, my amazing, wonderful father. He passed away when I was in my 20s, but he was super duper organized. And he was such a regimen person, so routine. So he took the car for a car wash every Sunday. So he had like this very strict routine. I mean, of course, we want to be flexible somewhat, but so you create systems and habits and rituals. Maybe it's every night when you want to play around and you're no longer really focused on work and you're just maybe floating through Facebook. That's when you set up one or two folders, or you go through your email at night where you're not responding to the important emails, but you're just going through and unsubscribing, let's say, for 30 minutes before you go to bed. You're going in, you're checking, some email, and then you unsubscribe at night. And what a freeing feeling. When you go to bed at night, whatever it is that you're thinking about, you're planting seeds into your subconscious mind. So to go to bed feeling good, light, disciplined, organized,
right, and free of all of that. And if I could tell you, my goal, I'm going to set a goal today. I'm going to go and unsubscribe from 10 different things and subscriptions that I get on a daily basis that just clutter my life. So these are great tips. So we've talked about getting rid of some of our problems on Facebook. Another thing that we were talking about a little while ago, you and I were talking about how to go through our friends list and get rid of some of those friends that are not true friends. And one of the ways that you can easily do that is by going through your friends list, and if there is not a photo attached, that's probably a dead Facebook account, and just get them off of your friends list, so that if you're like you, Wendy, that has so many friends that you can't accept anymore, you can then have some openings for those important people into your life that you'd like to add as friends. So
I want to make a comment about that only because I'm always unfriending one or two people to create space to bring new relationships and the connections through Facebook by unsubscribing to others. And so if you do it via your computer, it takes a little bit more time than doing it if you have an iPhone. You can scroll really quick, and so it takes really a fraction of the time to unfriend on your phone versus your laptop or your desktop.
That is huge. That is huge. I love that, Wendy. Well, Wendy,
also posting from your phone on YouTube, posting on Instagram, and then you can post at the same time onto Twitter, onto Facebook from Instagram. You want to do things that consolidate and make your life simple and easier.
Right. And there is a system that I was reading about today. Let me look it up right here on Facebook because my girlfriend was telling me about it, and it's a great way to clean up your posts, and it's with something called Simple Wash, and it goes through all of your posts. Like if you're going out there, if you're applying for a job, if you're applying to college, you've got kids that are trying to get into the right school, if you're going through a divorce or some sort of legal proceedings, you want to use this app called Simple Wash, and it'll go through all your posts, and it'll key in on some critical words that you may or may not want on your posts. And you can get rid of profanities, alcohol use, any of those things that a potential employer or a potential school for your children may want.
That is super cool. Ding,
yeah,
ding, ding.
Called
that is major.
Simple Wash. It's called Simple Wash. I'll post that on our Facebook page.
Post a link in our Real Raw Facebook page on our
yes,
Facebook page.
Yes, absolutely. As a matter of fact, I'm going to put it there right now. And Wendi, I'm going to introduce our next guest, which is our friend David Pollock from Just Ask David. He is such a wonderful friend to the show and just a wonderful man in general that I've just enjoyed getting to know on so many levels. He makes me laugh, but more importantly, he teaches me so many wonderful things about how to have good nutrition on my skin, how I can use good products on my skin that aren't causing all of these these terrible things that we're hearing about today with all of these women that I have that are personal friends that are battling cancers. David is now dedicating his life to creating great cosmetic products that don't have all of those words that you need a magnifying glass to read because, A, they're so long that the font is so small. And David has come up with some amazing products that I now use, and they're going to be for sale in Sephora, so you're going to be able to find them. And, of course, you can get them online at justaskdavid.com. But David's going to be talking to us today about keeping our beauty products all cleaned and good and cleaning out our drawers, and we're going to be doing some fun stuff today. So, hi, David.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, David. Welcome to the show. Love having you on again.
Thank you for having me on. Hey, but before we get started, I got to ask, why did you defriend me?
I never did.
I'm teasing.
I never did. And you know what, David? We need everybody to follow you on your Facebook page. So give everybody your Facebook fan page now.
It's so easy. It's so easy to remember. If you have a question about beauty, what do? You just ask David. So it's facebook.com/Just Ask David. You can ask me questions. I post all kinds of information every day. So I'd love to have you follow and join in.
David, tell our listeners about some of the products that you've worked on that they would go, oh, my God.
And I'll forget half of them. I was just at a Sephora store today, and I'm laughing because everybody's tired of me bragging. I don't mean it to brag, but I get excited. I'm passionate. I'm grabbing all these products I actually worked on. And I would say to every listener, I guarantee there's a product you've used that I've created. So I've done work for Bliss. Their fabulous foaming face wash. Well, the list goes on with Bliss. I've done stuff for Art of Shaving, Lancome, L'Oreal SkinCeuticals. The list just goes on. I'm trying to think. Smashbox. The list just goes on and on and on and on and on. And it's what I've spent my entire career doing. I love what I do.
And so tell me now what you're doing and why is this so special to you?
You know, you and I talk a lot, and I appreciate the intro. I mean, we are great friends and do laugh a lot, but the serious side of it is, you know, over the past number of years, we've all known somebody that we've loved who has suffered or fought cancer. And I was actually in a room with someone in the family that was diagnosed, and of course the first question you ask is, why me? How did I get it? And I'm listening to the doctor explain, you know, well, if it's this type cancer, it's from this industry. If it's this type cancer, it's because of this chemical. If it's this type, and, you know, we may not know this one or that one. But I said, wait a minute, you actually know certain type cancers are caused by certain things? I mean, why isn't this on CNN every day? And it just changed my life. And I said, I've got to make a change and make a difference in this world. And so while I use a lot of the chemicals that they were talking about, I thought, how does the FDA allow it? In Europe, 1,100 ingredients have been either banned or regulated because they're toxic or carcinogens. In the U.S., it's only 11. So these carcinogens, these cancer-causing ingredients, are not only allowed in your cosmetic products, but they're allowed in your food. And I'm thinking to myself, this is crazy. And a good portion, up to 60% of the ingredients you put on your body can be absorbed into your skin, absorbed into your body through your skin. And one of the products most people don't even realize is a cosmetic, according to the FDA, it's considered a cosmetic, your toothpaste.
Oh, Lord.
Okay, and toothpaste, it's not on the tube. Go get the box. Next time you go to the grocery store, it contains an ingredient called sodium lauryl sulfate. Well, if it ends in an ETH or if it contains something called glycol or several other ingredients, those are known carcinogens. So you can't tell me they're not getting into my body. I brush my teeth. I don't care who you are. You swallow a little bit of it. So that's getting into my system. And so I just decided I have to make a change. So I set out to start reformulating. Some brands love and embrace what I'm doing. Some of the big guys don't. They don't like it. They've fought me on it. They've made threats. So I launched a book, as you know, my website, and I said, I'm going to get the message out there. And then I thought, you know what, enough's enough. I'm going to create my own skincare line and get it out there. And as you know, it's been featured on the NBC Today show. It's been featured on several of the other regional news shows on NBC, CBS, and many of the others. And it's an industry breakthrough. It's a new technology, but the whole part is it's all safe. It's 100% actives, but it's all safe, natural product. And everything's been clinically tested. Everything's got the science, but we did it without all the dangers. And that's my pure attitude line that you've been using. So yes, so that's what got me all into this. And then I started doing, as you know, some of my DIY beauty recipes because there's a lot you can make at home. Save money, make it naturally with ingredients found in your kitchen, and have fun. So that's my whole life.
If it tastes good and it's good for the inside of your body, it's probably, could be helpful and beneficial to put on the outside on your skin too, right?
Exactly.
Well,
So
what kind of spring cleaning should we be doing with our cosmetics, David? Because that's what we're talking about today is spring cleaning. And what should we be doing?
Let's stay
with
beauty.
What should we throw away?
If we talk about spring cleaning my house, I'm in trouble. So let's stay with beauty.
Okay. Spring cleaning with our beauty products. How about that?
Should we talk spring laundry maybe for me? Anyway.
Yeah, no, I have somebody come in for that.
I'll admit I'm lazy. Okay. No, the biggest thing when we talk about your beauty regimen, let's talk about spring cleaning your beauty regimen because there's several different areas. The first thing we talk about is, this is a good clue, periodically every few months you're supposed to be throwing away your toothbrush. Okay, and you get rid of it because the bristles are worn, but also because it builds up bacteria. Let's start with the shower. What about that loofah or that sponge that you use to wash your body with? That, I'm telling you, is just a place for mold, a home for mold to grow, bacteria to grow. And so you want to replace those often. The best bet would be use a washcloth on the body and just wash it often when you do your laundry. But so let's start there and get rid of our loofahs and sponges and the bacteria. Just replace them, not even seasonally. Let's go replace them now and quite often. And let's, because don't let them sit in water. So that would be number one. Number two, let's talk about some of your makeup brushes, since we're talking brushes for a minute. If you haven't replaced them in a long time, same thing. They've got all kinds of ingredients in there now, built up over time. So either give them a great cleaning, okay, or go replace them. They don't have to be expensive, but you need to take care of them. These are things that are touching your skin. These are things that can have bacteria. They can cause acne, breakouts, other skin diseases. So start by cleaning out some of the things. Next, let's talk about cleaning out product. Now, this one can be a fun one and can be a scary one at the same time. First of all, your makeup, once you open a product, it is formulated to have a shelf life, but that shelf life is just that. It's designed to sit on a store shelf. Once you open it, your hands have bacteria on it. Your hands aren't as clean as we'd all like to think. So every time you touch a product, you're injecting bacteria. They're okay. They have some preservatives to counteract it, but I suggest getting rid of an open product after 6 months, whether it's a face cleanser, face moisturizer, or your eyeshadow, your foundations, whether color makeup or skincare, 6 months at the longest from the date you've opened it.
So
that,
6
I think, is
months
important.
On your face makeup and eyeshadow?
All of it, all your makeup.
All of it,
all your
okay.
Makeup. And let me tell you, I speak with a lot of women, as you know, and they'll tell me, Dave, I use it sparingly because I want to get the most out of it financially. And I understand that. The economy is tough these days. But you're also doing harm. So use the product as designed and then throw it out after 6 months. Most of the product really is packaged to only last a month or two anyway. So you're using it real slowly, or you may have multiples of the same item because a lot of women sometimes have several bottles of something open, so maybe don't have as many open. The other fun side of that is replace your color makeup with some of the more fashionable colors. One, it'll keep you in style. Two, it'll keep you looking younger because often when you start using colors out of date, you start looking older because your product is older, and you're having healthier skin because you have better product. And I'll give you one more while we're on the subject. I have talked to people, you'll laugh, who tell me they want to get the most out of their skincare product or their shampoo or their moisturizer. So when it gets near the bottom, they add water to it and then shake it up.
Wow.
Now,
okay. I do that. At least with like my shampoo. Okay, yeah. What am I doing wrong?
Let me help you. Water is not preserved. Water. If you filled a glass of water, we're all talking. If I asked you to fill a glass of water and I'll call you back in 2 weeks, and would you drink that glass of water? We'll do it live on air.
You're right. Not only no, but heck no.
We're on the air, so be careful what words come out.
Yeah, I almost did.
Because, okay, it's not preserved, so why would you put it into your product? All you're doing is growing mold. That product was designed a certain way. It was not designed to have foreign materials such as additional water added to it. So while you think you're getting extra out of your bottle, you're actually harming yourself by opening up to more bacteria. And so don't. Use your product as it's supposed to be, and then throw it away and move on to the next. You want to shake it and get the last drop out, more power to you. But you've got it, you've used it, now move on. And you want to have healthy skin and take care of it. And start with how you cleanse your face or your body, how you put on your makeup, and the products you use. And that's the first step.
Wow. Okay, now I feel stupid. But I know that I feel stupid. I know, but now I feel empowered. I feel like I made a mistake, and I'm going to change that behavior immediately.
You teach me stuff all the time. You and I have all kinds of talks, and you've shared with me a lot of things to grow, and I bring with it the science because I work in the lab. I've developed products, and I know these things. Most people don't, which is why I like being able to be on your show and to write my postings on Facebook so everybody can learn these things and be empowered. So this is part of spring cleaning, and we're going to change your spring from here out.
Yep, absolutely. I'm not doing it. Well, tell us, David, what can we do? What would be something fun that we could do with the thought of spring cleaning our skin? Give us something. Give us a DIY.
Okay, my favorite thing to do is I tell everybody I have a prescription for youth. My prescription for youth, first of all, is exfoliate your skin, and then you want to cleanse and exfoliate your skin well. You want to moisturize, and then use a specific product for around your eyes. Those are the 3 steps. Most people overlook step 1. They often don't cleanse their skin enough, and more importantly, they don't exfoliate their skin enough. Over time, our skin has a constant state of renewal. When we're younger, it's 28 days to go through its full cycle. So the old skin cells come up, they slough off, and new skin cells come up. As we age, we get older. That slows down. If we can exfoliate our skin, we're bringing new skin cells to the surface higher or quicker, so we're keeping our skin more radiant. We're helping minimize pores because it's the dead skin cells that can clog the pores to make them look larger or enlarged. We can get rid of some of the fine lines, have healthy skin by exfoliating. So my one big thing to remember, I would love to see everybody do it every day. If you don't do it every day, do it every few days. Worst case, do it right now while it's spring, and you're going to see a difference, and then carry that habit forward. And you're asking me a DIY. One of my favorite is a honey almond face scrub. This one is so easy and so much fun using stuff right in your kitchen right now. It's natural. It's fun. I'll give you the recipe. You can adjust it based on your needs. You can even increase some of the grains and make it for the body even. But a honey almond face scrub is so simple. A couple tablespoons of almonds. You're going to grind them up in a blender or a food processor, whatever you got to grind up the almonds. You add in a couple teaspoons of milk, get a little bit of wet so you have a little bit of spreadability. Half a teaspoon of flour. And I'm going to give you this recipe printed out so you can post it. And it's going to make more of a paste. And then you add a little bit of honey to it, a teaspoon of honey. And so this little bit of honey actually has more of acidic value, and that's more similar to your skin. So we've got something that will exfoliate. We've got a milk that's a probiotic. It'll help nourish the skin. We've got flour to help make this more of a mask-type consistency, and the honey to reset the pH and help nourish the skin as well. Simply wet your face. Massage it all over your face. You don't need too much pressure. The grains will do their job. Let it sit for a minute or two and rinse it away. And you're going to all of a sudden see more radiant skin and more beautiful skin, and it's that simple.
Well, I am posting your recipe on our Facebook page right now, so everybody that's listening can go and find that on there, because that is an amazing one. Wendy, you and I will do this, and we will we'll video ourselves doing something silly like that and having a great time being girlfriends, just doing some spring cleaning on our skin. What do you say?
I take the silence as a yes. I take the silence as a definite yes.
I'm going to take that silence as a yes for sure. Oh my goodness gracious! Let's see, Wendy, are you back with us? Did we lose you there for a second?
Am I on?
You're on. You're back. I don't know what happened.
Okay, I'm back.
She fell asleep while I was
talking. Let me on.
She fell asleep while I was talking. I didn't shut up.
Hello, I'm here. I am here. Okay.
We're going to be posting David's recipe for that wonderful facial scrub, that honey almond scrub. Then you and I have got to go get together, have some fun, create this wonderful recipe, and we'll post some pictures or a video of it up on our Facebook page. But I'm going to be posting that recipe right now. Here we go. Okay.
And you know what we missed? We missed a golden opportunity. We took your silence for a second as a yes. We should have asked her to join our big decline. We'll have to get it next time it's silent.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, David, thank you so much for being with us today. This is a fun way to start thinking about creating some health in our beauty products and making some really smart decisions.
I'll tell you what, I'm trying to help you get more radiant and more youthful-looking skin, but being on the show with both of you, Vicky and Wendy, I appreciate it. You made me smile, so now I feel more beautiful today. I've got a huge smile, so I thank you for having me.
Oh, good. You're welcome, David. Thank you so much, and we'll see you here again really soon.
Thank you, David.
Take care. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye, sweetheart. Don't you love him?
Yeah, he's great. He's a wealth of knowledge, love his background as a chemist, and giving us the real deal about our products that are in our cabinets that we're using every day so that we're thinking more holistically, organically, and we can have radiant skin. I think we're going to save money, too, at the same time.
I think so, too, and I'm looking forward to it. So you and I need to get together and do that honey almond scrub, and
we invite all of our listeners to do the same, to do some sort of facial exfoliation, take care of your skin. You know, it all matters.
Take some pictures and throw it up there on our Facebook page and show us what you're doing. And maybe show us a picture of your organized drawers.
Oh, man, would we love to see that. Oh,
your
yeah.
Facebook, how you've cleaned up your Facebook. So we've kind of talked about a lot of fun things that we can all get done for
Can we see the
cleaning.
before and after of your cabinets, Vicky? Can we see it?
Oh, that'll be... You know what?
Can we see your before and after?
I don't need to scare small children, Wendy. That's not my goal here. And we definitely, I have to think that through really, really quickly. And also, you're going to it's just not good for the kids. It's just not good for the kids. I'm just saying it. I'm putting it out there. So, but you know what? I am excited about. I will put a picture of my junk drawer. I'm going to go do my junk drawer today. I will take a picture of that, a before and after, and I will post it up there. How about that?
I'd love to see it. So would our listeners.
What is your goal for spring cleaning?
Well, I cleaned out one room. I totally organized one room over the weekend. I organized one cabinet for my boys at their house. And so what am I going to do here? Good question. Well, I live the keeping space open philosophy, but you know what? I would say where I store like my audios and videos and some of my workspace, I'm going to go into the closet there and I'm going to organize and put things in file folders, but in the file boxes. So because, putting on, online webinars and then live events, I think we're going to organize that and streamline. And also unsubscribe. I'm going to unsubscribe emails.
I think that's key. That's absolutely key, and I think that will make it.
I have one more. Can I add one more? The trunk of my car. I'm going to organize the trunk of my car. That's a big one. That needs to be done. I clean the inside of the car. It's kind of like the house is clean. Then you look in the drawer and you go, uh-oh. Well, it's the same kind of thing. My car's okay. The inside of my car looks clean. But then you open the trunk, and there's a little surprise in there, a little build-up. So I'm going to get in there this weekend and organize my trunk.
Oh, that's a great one. That's a great idea. You know what?
We're real and raw here. We're telling it like it is, real and raw, and we invite our listeners to share their project with us on our page to inspire all of our other listeners, because one by one we can empower and inspire each other. That's what Real Raw Radio is all about.
Well, I'm so glad that we did this today, because I'm now inspired. I've inspired myself to go out there and to tackle this, because I am now going to be posting my pictures. Will you post your picture of your
Absolutely, going to post away and invite our listeners to join us May 3rd through 5th to detox the body, do a juice cleanse with us, have some fun, laugh, good times, community, all of the above, real and raw. And also Contour Nails. Your grand opening, Vicky, is happening here coming up soon.
We're going to be announcing our special date. We're going to be doing some special things, and I'm getting all of those things organized behind the scenes, and we'll share them with our listeners when we get ready to make it an official announcement with a date. But we're going to have all sorts of, there'll be wine and cheese. And
you're getting really organized with the space, and you're going to offer that space to our listeners and members so that they can use a beautiful, organized space to conduct meetings and see their clients. So that is coming.
Yes, absolutely. So thank you for that. And I'm looking forward to just doing everything that we've talked about here today, and hope our listeners will let us know what they've done, and if they've been inspired to get something cleaned up today, that they will let us know, and we'll be sure to share it with our listeners. And meanwhile, we look forward to hearing from you, and we look forward to seeing you next week here on Real Raw Radio as we
share our replay. Share our replay, this broadcast, with your friends and family to help them get decluttered and organized too.
So we look forward to seeing you all next week as we have Sue Hitzman from the MELT Method, so that we can talk about hydrating all of our tissues and how important that is. And we look forward to seeing you all here on Real Raw Radio. Right, Wen?
Woohoo! Yep. See everybody next week.
Peace out.
Peace out.
Out.
Peace out.
Out.
Peace out.
Out.
Peace out.